Alright, Animaniacs. We're halfway done. And we're going to continue where we left off. Chapter 11, The Perfect Plan. No, it's impossible. I can't believe it. Not even my alliance to a whole alien armada can stop this freak of nature. The Pimplayer yelled as he threw his margarita at his big screen television. I've got to do something about this. But what? I'm out of ideas. First he ruins my weapons, every last job after, and now this. What is my future coming to? He yelled again as he pounded his cane on the floor. Suddenly, a red light began to glow in the pink scale-shaped jewel known as the serpent scale upon the forehead of the demon's skull-shaped handle. Jeremy, the time has come. We need to talk now. The voice whispered in demand. Yes, master, right away, the Pimplayer whispered back. Moments later, the Pimplayer had locked his office door and unlocked a secret communications device from a safe in his wall. It was called the Onyx Ball, the only contraption that the Pimplayer had used to contact Satan, the devil himself. I'm here, my lord. What is your desire? The Pimplayer bowed at his desk. My desire? That's a first. I sensed a disturbance in your well-being and just simply thought I could help. So, what is your desire, Mr. Woods? Satan explained. I see. Perfect timing, too. Master, I do need your help. Some freakishly strong fool is ruining my plans for world domination, and even now he's proven himself invincible against a whole alien armada. Please, my lord, if I go on like this any longer, I'll go crazy. You must help me defeat him, the Pimplayer pleaded. Interesting. The devil sinisterly smiled. And what is the name of this freakishly strong fool you speak of? Satan asked. He goes by the name of Awesomeman. At least that's what he calls himself, the Pimplayer explained. Ah, so he's a superhero then. Very interesting indeed, the devil repeated. Master, please, this is no ordinary superhero with ordinary powers. I've sacrificed my entire life savings and time to get rid of him. I've tried everything, from atomic bombs to outbreaks of zucchini poisoning. Nothing I do seems to kill him, the Pimplayer whined. Silence, Satan shouted. I understand your grief, but do I have to suffer the burden of earache from you? Great balls of fire, you sound like a helpless young child. It's not like you to act so pathetic right in front of me, the devil ordered. Yes, I understand. I'm sorry, my lord, the Pimplayer responded. Anyway, does this superhero have any kind of special trademark? A logo or a symbol of some kind? Satan insisted. Yes. The news described a birthmark upon his chest that looks like a white capital A surrounded by a golden halo, the Pimplayer explained. What? The devil snapped. Did you say? Satan paused again. Halo? The devil roared as he shook the entire fortress. Moments later, after the King of Darkness had calmed himself down. No, it's much worse than I thought. Satan worried heavily as he thought to himself. Woods, have you any idea what this birthmark you speak of represents? The devil shouted. Master, I can assure you I could imagine in view of the circumstances, the Pimplayer declared. Then you must know it stands for the Holy Alliance, Satan roared again. Like I said, I could imagine, my lord, the Pimplayer agreed. Does he have wings? Or possibly another halo over his head, the devil asked again. No, the Pimplayer asked. Bah! It must be a chosen one then, Satan wondered. A chosen one, master. Wait a minute. You're not insisting that, the Pimplayer paused. Yes, as it exactly would seem, God has created a second son, the devil declared. No, it can't be, the Pimplayer thought to himself. My lord, please, tell me how to kill him then, the Pimplayer pleaded as the King of Darkness suddenly began to laugh. Yes, my time has finally come at last. Once this menacing pestilence is out of the way, I can finally return to Earth. Then the whole world will see God as a failure and bow only to me. Satan laughed again. But master, how do we kill him? The Pimplayer insisted. I'm glad you asked, the devil sinisterly smiled. I'll help you with this little problem of yours, but afterwards you have to handle it yourself. Well, what do I have to do then? The Pimplayer asked. First, let's start off with your cane sword, the devil continued. Yes, the Pimplayer followed as he picked it back up. From now on, you will be able to summon my army with it. All you have to do is strike it into the ground and leave the rest to me, Satan finished. What happens after that? The Pimplayer asked again. Let's just say I happen to know his weakness. His secret weakness. The devil laughed as the Pimplayer joined him. And so the real battle for the fate of the entire world was just beginning. The last days of mankind had begun, Satan roared. Chapter 12, Making a Date. The next morning, Jesse, Aaron, and Floyd were on the green once again, ready to put their tackling training to the test. On your mark, get set, go, said the coach as the three of them took off. While the boys barreled their legs and feet across the field, they were pushing heavy-duty blockers along the path in order to break the next school record. As expected, the order of the boys began to separate by their individual strength, endurance, and speed. Jesse, not surprisingly, was picking up speed every second, while Floyd was tagging along right next to him, and Aaron began to slow down a foot behind. But in order to break the record, the coach had to keep a close eye on his stopwatch, and one of the boys would have to go faster than the rest. It's just you and me now, rich boy, Floyd sassed. Hey, I have a name, you know. It's Jesse Maxwell. I've just about had enough of your attitude, Floyd, Jesse proclaimed back. Soon the final feat had begun and to pass, and Jesse found himself ahead of both of them and instantly broke the record upon the touchdown. Unbelievable, the coach gasped. Woo! Give me a J, give me an E, give me an SSE. Jesse Maxwell, he's the key. Yay! The Keaton sisters cheered. Wow, way to go, man. Aaron rushed to Jesse's side as he patted him on the back. Darn it, Floyd grumbled as he kicked the blocker and went to get a bottle of water. Hey boys, the school record just went from a 5.6 to a 4.5. Well done, Jesse. Well done. The coach approached. Whoa, did you hear that, dude? Aaron congratulated. Great bolts of thunder. Jesse smiled. As the Keaton sisters walked over, suddenly Angela came to the coach. Oh, am I too late? Am I? I'm not too late, am I? Angela asked in her cheerleader outfit. Angela, Jessie turned to her location. Jessie? Oh, well, what brings you here? Angela blushed as she hid behind her pom-poms. I'm training for the team. What about you? I didn't know you were a cheerleader. Jessie smiled. Oh, this? I actually just got it today and wanted to look my best for practice. Do you like it? Angela smiled back. Sure do. It looks really great on you, Jessie sweetly complimented. Really? Angela blushed. Yeah, very great indeed, Jessie smiled. Oh, you are so sweet. Angela blushed again as she hid behind her pom-poms once more. Oh, you are so sweet, Nikki mocked at her sisters. Hey, guess what, Miss Rose? Jessie just broke the record today by 4.5, said the coach. Oh, Jessie, that's wonderful. I'm so proud of you, Angela gasped as she gave Jessie a great big hug. She hummed sweetly out of comfort. Ugh, Nikki groaned. Lulu grunted. Oh, not again, Charlotte sighed with a sweat of embarrassment. Zini and the other two just awed cutely and then giggled. Well, hello, Floyd flirted as he approached Angela. Ain't you a sweet taste of banana split? And I just love dessert, Floyd continued. Excuse me? Angela uncomfortably asked. My name's Moore, Floyd Moore. If you want some, that is. Floyd finished with a creepy smile. Floyd Moore? Jessie, where have I heard that name before? Angela asked. I believe it was with his sister Lucy, Jessie modestly answered. Oh yeah, at the elementary school playground. Wow, you've got a really great memory, Angela excitedly complimented. So what with his memory? I can give you more than you've ever dreamed of. So how about a date, sweet thing? Floyd inappropriately persisted. My name is Angela, you creep, Angela strongly answered as she dropped the bomb on him. And second of all, stop crowding me. I don't like it, she continued as she stepped away from him. Besides, I already have a date, Angela giggled. Oh no, I'm too late, Jesse gasped as he thought to himself. With Jessie, Angela sweetly giggled again. What? The Keaton sisters freaked out. Whoa, Aaron hollered with surprise. Huh? Floyd and Jessie gasped. If it's all right with you, of course, Angela adorably giggled as she crept closer to Jessie. Angela, I don't know what to say. Jessie blushed and stuttered. You're going to love this picture. Then don't say anything at all. Just walk away right now. Nikki fell down to her knees as she cried waterfalls with the rest of her sisters. I wanted something bigger and more exaggerant, but yeah. And plus, I didn't want them huddled too close to them, but it is kind of funny from this view. And there's Floyd being a sourpuss bully, as usual. One of the best pictures. And no, I apologize for the lack of color and the lack of panels, but like I said, I was just starting out and I needed to go easy on the budget. I could only afford so much and it costs a lot to get color. So I could only do one picture per chapter, and I decided to make the most important scenes at the end of every chapter. So this is what we did. Okay, chapter 13, A Date and a Duel. That afternoon, when Jesse got off the bus, he quickly rushed into the mansion to find his mother. "Mother, mother," he called. "What is it?" she said. "Something wonderful happened today," Jesse continued. "What? Tell me what? What?" she asked enthusiastically. "Today at training, Angela showed up for cheerleading practice, and suddenly, out of the blue, she asked me out right in front of everyone. Even the coach," Jesse smiled. "Well, that is wonderful. Any place in particular she wants to go?" his mother asked again. "Yeah, she wants to go to Friendly's by the Holiday Inn Express," Jesse happily answered. "Yeah, back when we had a Friendly's at the same spot. I miss that place. Seriously." "Tomorrow, this weekend?" Cindy excitedly questioned. "Yeah," Jesse happily answered back. Again, sorry. "Oh, I'm so proud. Don't you worry. I'll have a limo ready for..." It's very hard to read when these papers are so close together. "I'll have a limo ready for the two of you. And afterwards, maybe you can bring her by the house for reintroductions. How does that sound?" Cindy happily suggested. "Sounds okay to me," Jesse smiled back. "Oh, my handsome son is going on his first date then." His mother smooched him on the cheek. "Jeffrey, I need to speak with you," Cindy called on the speakers as Jesse rushed up to his room. "What is it, madame?" the butler politely answered. The next day, Jesse was fitted for his green tuxedo, an outfit he was originally saving for the prom. Afterwards, Jeffrey drove him towards Angela's house, where he received a big surprise. Angela looked so lovely. Her golden blonde hair was curled like roses from top to bottom. Her dress as pink as bubblegum, and the rest of her figure gently sprayed with a fragrant sakura blossom extract perfume. A gorgeous attire she too was originally saving for the prom. "Oh wow, such a beautiful car you had, Jesse." Angela smiled as Jesse opened the door for her. "Well, actually, it's Jeffrey's beautiful car." Jesse smiled back. "You called, sir?" Jeffrey kidded as he called on the speaker. "Oh, yes. Angela was just telling me what a beautiful car you have." Jesse smiled again as Angela giggled and blushed. "Ah, my sincerest thanks. Cheerio," he finished as Angela giggled again and put her hand on Jesse's. Jesse felt the sweet gentility from her hand as he looked down at his own hand and back at Angela. She smiled at him and just sat there, happily enjoying his company. Jesse just smiled back and blushed, for he too was happily enjoying her company as well. Elsewhere in the underground fortress, the Pimplayer had called Cinderella to his office. "I trust you remember what your task is today," he questioned. "Yes, uncle. I must find Awesomeman and bring him back alive," she said. "Correct," But first, follow me, the Pimplayer ordered as he took her hand and dropped a tiny, blood-red demonic skull on the floor. Reappearing at the Nanticoke River fishing pier in Seaford, Delaware, the Pimplayer and Cinderella began their sinister plot. Uncle Jeremy, are you sure about this? I mean, what if Awesomeman doesn't live here? Cinderella questioned. The devil himself gave me this spot exactly. He who bears the birthmark resides in Seaford, Delaware, he said. The Pimplayer got annoyed and explained. Oh, so the King of Darkness told you. Whatever, Cinderella sarcastically mumbled. And yes, as you could tell, his niece is easily bored and unamused and unimpressed. Just 'cause you blood don't make you family. Especially when you don't have a good relationship with them. Now, let me introduce you to your new army, said the Pimplayer as he shoved his cane sword in the ground. Suddenly, the serpent scale began to shine once more and shot an eerie source of red energy straight into the soil below. Then the ground had begun to shake out of reaction, and terrifying figures bursted from the surface, each one a mindless minion and ruthless soldier to match Awesomeman's strength, called Satan soldiers. Yes, 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 the Pimplayer cheered as the creatures walked toward him. Now show them the photograph, the Pimplayer softly demanded. This is Awesomeman. Seek him out. Understood? The Pimplayer strongly ordered as the minions croaked, nodded their heads, and levitated away. You better get ready now, the Pimplayer instructed. Yes, Uncle, said Cinderella. Elsewhere, inside the Friendly's restaurant, Jessie and Angela were having the time of their lives. In fact, they were slowly but surely falling in love. Jessie? Angela smiled. Yes, Angela? Jessie smiled back. What is it like where you live? Angela leaned over. Maxwell Mansion? Oh, it's wonderful, said Jessie. Really? She wondered with bedazzlement. Of course, everyone's always friendly. There's never any bad news, not even while you're away. Jessie smiled again as he explained. Oh, Jessie, it all sounds like a dream come true. Angela smiled back as she sweetly complimented. You really think so? Jessie asked. Mm-hmm. I know so. Angela cutely giggled as she blushed. Oh no, this can't be good at all. Nikki whined with a long face. Easy for you to say, said Lulu. Yeah, Charlotte added. Inside, as the waitress put the bill on the table, Jessie? Angela smiled as she sweetly grasped Jessie's hand when he reached for the paper. Yes? Jessie smiled back. Do you remember how we met? Angela happily asked. Sure do. Like it was yesterday, Jessie happily answered. Well, I have a confession to make, said Angela. Oh? Well, what is it, Angela? Jessie concernedly asked. It's getting serious. Jessie, ever since that day, I couldn't stop thinking about you and the way you knew how to put a smile on my face. That's when I really wanted to get to know you better. But Angela paused. But what, Angela? Jesse sweetly asked. Jesse, you've given me so much already. And, well, Jesse, Angela stuttered. Yes, Angela? Jesse sweetly drew a little closer. Jesse Maxwell, would you mind if I thanked you properly? She leaned over closer with happy, watery eyes. Angela. Jesse happily smiled as his eyes became watery as well. Suddenly, Jesse and Angela found themselves being drawn to their first kiss, and little did Jesse know of the glorious miracle that would take place once their lips connected. Oh no, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes! Nikki panicked as she and her sisters began to cry. Suddenly, the Satan soldiers landed in front of the entrance to Friendly's, shaking the ground upon impact and terrifying everyone who saw them. Ah! The Gaten sisters screamed along. Jesse and Angela then turned around to see the cause of the commotion and could not believe what they saw. The minions ahead of the rest sniffed the air and immediately caught a whiff of Jesse's scent. Croaking and creaking in their own language, they decided to wait for Cinderella. Angela, wait here. I'll go get some help, Jesse requested. Jesse, wait. Angela trembled as Jesse turned around. Please be careful, she pleaded as Jesse nodded his head and went straight out the back exit. Soon, a strange object had begun to fly down from the sky. It was another giant robot, only this one was in the shape of a huge demonic figure with Cinderella at the controls. As Jesse climbed into a large empty dumpster from behind the restaurant, Cinderella had finally landed the robot and was ready to give the creatures their next instructions. In the name of justice! Jesse shouted as a bolt of lightning came down and transformed him. Levitating to the sky as he burst out of the energy shell, Jesse had once again become the mighty Awesomeman. Sensing his presence, one of the Satan soldiers creaked out loud. Pointed at Awesomeman and led the other ones after him. Quickly teleporting out of sight, Awesomeman sent the minions plunging into the dumpster. Better make this a one-on-one fight, he thought. Okay, who wants to be first here? He asked as one of them burst out and attacked him. Using all his training, Awesomeman fought all of them at once and soon began to realize that the creatures had matched his strength. Suddenly, one of the Satan soldiers laid a lucky shot on Awesomeman and front flip kicked him out of the sky into the mucky waters of Williams Pond below. Splashing to the bottom with tremendous waves, the water began to settle for a while, and soon Cinderella had thought that Awesomeman was defeated. Wow, I guess we didn't need this big robot after all, Cinderella sinisterly smiled. Horrified beyond belief, people came running out of the buildings, fearing the worst that might have happened to their beloved hero. Oh no, Awesomeman! Angela trembled. Suddenly, the water splashed up as a mighty hero rose out of the lake and spun the muck off his body. Awesomeman was still alive. Yay! Everyone clapped and cheered. Awesomeman! 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 The crowd cheered over and over again as their hero dodged the energy attacks of the demon army. As Awesomeman continued to fight the minions, he then began to worry about the situation. Something's not right here. I've never sensed this kind of energy before. Where did it come from? Awesomeman thought to himself as the battle continued. I can't keep fighting like this. I have to do something. He hesitated in his mind. As the battle went on, the crowd of people below just stared up at the sky, worried about the outcome. This power, it's nothing but pure evil, which means that... No, it can't be, Awesomeman finally realized. Suddenly, one of the demons punched Awesomeman in the face, sending him straight down, crashing into the street below. The bystanders gasped with fright as the evil creature zoomed down to make their next assault. Quickly teleporting out of the way, Awesomeman dodged the attack. As the minions missed their target and struck their fists on the road. Reappearing in the sky, Awesomeman decided to trust his instincts and annihilate the demonic army. As the Satan soldiers quickly turned their attention to Awesomeman's location, immediately they flew straight after him. I have no choice then. It's now or never, Awesomeman declared to himself as he teleported out of sight again. Finally getting all the minions together in the sky, Awesomeman reappeared ready for a new attack. Dragonado! Awesomeman roared as he burst into green flames all over and spun around the whole group. Intensely strong winds began to rise from all directions as the attack increased in size and engulfed all the demons together. Despite its tremendous force, it did not affect the people below, for they knew they were in the good hands of God's second son. The minions became overwhelmed by its power so much that it blew them round and round, out of their own control, scorching them badly as the fire kept spinning faster and stronger. Now at his greatest opportunity, Awesomeman spun out of the mass from the top and prepared another attack. Dragon Breath! He roared again as the green fiery attack shot from his mouth and blasted all the demons trapped inside his other fiery attack. Exploding upon impact, the minions disintegrated without a trace, and soon the giant flaming twister had calmed down and vanished. Everyone cheered and rushed to Awesomeman's location as he levitated back down. Smiling in relief of the danger that passed, he noticed Angella and made his way towards the friendly's entrance. Wow, you really showed them, Angella blushingly giggled. Suddenly, the demon bot reached out and grabbed her. Ah! Angella screamed. Angella! Awesomeman shouted. This is your last chance, Awesomeman, Cinderella ordered. My last chance for what? Awesomeman demanded to know. You heard me, musclehead. So give yourself up, or your precious girlfriend here gets it, Cinderella threatened as Angella struggled to break free. No, Awesomeman, don't. Ah! Please, Awesomeman, the world needs you more. Don't worry about me, Angella cried as the demon bot's grip slowly began to tighten around her. Tick-tock, jerk jock. It's gonna get ugly. Cinderella sinisterly giggled. In a frightful rage of confusion, Awesomeman's eyes began to glow, light blue all over, and his hair began to rise, not knowing how this power was growing inside him, but what was clear to him was the anger and sorrow building up from the unfair situation happening right in front of him. "Please, Awesomeman, don't do it, please," Angela bravely cried as tears rolled down her face. "Fine, I surrender. Just let the young lady go." Awesomeman lowered his head as the crowd gasped with shock. "Ha!" Cinderella laughed. Suddenly, as Awesomeman rose his head back up, he stared at the pentagram symbol on the demon bot's chest. His eyes went back to normal and his pupils shrank, as if he were scared to death. Within microseconds, a single punch, Cinderella reached the demon bot's other fist back, gave Awesomeman a crushing blow to his gut, and surprisingly knocked him out. As he dropped to his knees on the ground, hundreds watched as their beloved hero had fallen into a deep slumber. Little did everyone know, including Awesomeman, that the pentagram was his only weakness, aside from evil magic. "Sucker!" Cinderella giggled as she lifted him up and flew away with the both of them. Afterwards, the people of Seaford shouted in anger at the demon bot as it soared up the north path, disappeared from afar, and secretly headed towards Bridgeville, where the Pimplayer's company building was located near the water tower, the only entrance to his secret underground fortress in Delaware. Many other bystanders stopped in the middle of the street to pray for Awesomeman, just as Angela did while she watched him lay unconscious. Please, dear God, whatever happens next, just watch over Awesomeman, because everyone needs him as much as I do. Amen," Angela prayed. Moments later, the demon bot made it inside the building and carried the prisoners away into an empty high-tech dungeon surrounded by reinforced steel. Once inside, the demon bot locked Awesomeman in a separate barrier on one side and then did the same to Angela on the other, as her hero remained unconscious. Has he finally met his match at last? There's Awesomeman, all battered from battle and just laying unconscious. Well, and that concludes this half hour. We shall return to view chapter 14 next.